Well, hey, good morning and Happy New Year. Welcome to E-Hills. If you're hanging out in the lobby, we're going to get started here in just a minute. So grab a coffee and come grab a seat. Thanks.
Good morning. Welcome to our first service of 2026. Quick poll for you. How many of you all have your Christmas stuff down already? Well, we don't, so sorry. I'm going to say we're still thinking and rejoicing and celebrating that there was over 7,000 people at our Christmas services this past Christmas. And we took the week off, so that's why the Christmas decorations aren't down yet. So, hey, but if you're new here and maybe you're checking out church in 2026 and this is your first time here, would you text the word new to the number that you see on the screen? That's going to be a great way for you to take your next step here at E-Hills. Now, over the next year, we have a lot of expectations for E-Hills and for all of you. But I want to tell you what to expect over the next hour. First, we'll start with some singing, and we do that to kind of focus our attention and our hearts on God. And then after that, I'll come back up and tell you about some things that are going on at E-Hills. And then Jess is going to give us a message. And after that message, we'd love for you to join us for Start Here. Start Here is a 30-minute introduction to E-Hills. And honestly, it is a great start to your new year and a great start to your journey here at E-Hills. So let's get going. If you're able, would you stand and let's sing?
Sing out in praise, forever blessed. and there was no way until you made one. Grace upon grace, hallelujah. Even though I don't deserve it, you did it. And even though I couldn't earn it, you give it. Sing, who am I that you keep me on your mind? God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful for you. In all my life, you've been right here by my side. God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful for you. Holy, holy, there's only one. I give you glory for all that you've done. Even though I don't deserve it, you did it. Oh, yes, you did. And even though I couldn't earn it, you give it. Sing, who am I? Sing, who am I that you keep me on your mind? God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful for you. In all my life, you've been right here by my side. God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful. Oh, sing, who am I? Who am I that you keep me on your mind? God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful for you. In all my life, you've been right here by my side. God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful for you. Hey, come on, anybody grateful for a God who gives us chance after chance after chance, who never leaves us, never forsakes us? Because of that, we lift our hands to the King and sing this out. Come on. I'm lifting both of my hands. Why? 'Cause you give me chance after chance, hey, after chance. I'm giving all that I am. You give me chance after chance, after chance. Sing, I'm lifting both of my hands. Why? You give me chance after chance, after chance. And I'm giving all that I am. 'Cause you give me chance after chance, after chance. Sing, who am I that you keep me on? Come on. God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful for you. In all my life, you've been right here by my side. God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful. Sing, who am I? Who am I that you keep me on your mind? God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful for you. All my life, you've been right here by my side. God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful for you. And I survived, and I'm here to testify. God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful for you. And I'm alright if they say I'm out of my mind. God, I'm just grateful for you. God, I'm just grateful for you. Yeah, I'm so grateful for you. Have you with me, and all my days I am held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. You have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. Oh, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of your goodness. Oh, mama, sing it out, church. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Sing this out. All my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. Oh, yes you have, yes you have. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm lovers. We're so grateful for your goodness that keeps running after us no matter what. Even though we don't deserve it or earn it, you still give it. You still did it. Thank you for giving us chance after chance after chance. And we just couldn't respond simply by lifting our hands and saying, thank you. Thank you, thank you for who you are, what you've done, believing you're doing just incredible things this new year. And may our prayer, our desire, our heart's desire say, God, I'm so grateful for you. You're good. We love you, thank you. All God's people said, amen. You take a seat, church.
Good morning, E-Hills. What a way to begin the new year. If you've decided to go to church in 2026, and maybe you're checking out us as a new church, we want to encourage you to stick for 6. And that's you can pick up one of these cards at Guest Central. And what we figured out is that, if you come to church one time, you might not get a great idea of what we're all about. But if you come 6 times, you're going to figure out our vibe. So we invite you to pick up one of these cards, bring it in the next 6 times you're here, get it punched, and we have a gift for you when you get that filled out. You can pick them up at Guest Central out in the lobby. Now, maybe you're looking for a new church. Maybe you're looking for answers to spiritual questions. And if that's you, check out this video.
My name is Holly Robinson. I joined E-Hills about 4 years ago, and this is my first time in Alpha. My journey with Alpha has been amazing. I have not only made some amazing friends, I have learned a lot myself in the course of the last few weeks. The Bible can be hard to navigate. Christianity can be hard to navigate, and having a community of people that are going through the same questions, the same steps, the same mindset as you, it's a safe space to just answer those questions. So one of my favorite experiences or stories this time with Alpha is a couple that signed up to join, and they not only heard about Alpha, but the church through their daughter that attends Cherokee Trails High School. She came up to get a grilled cheese and invited her parents to come to the church with her. She wanted to check it out. And since then, the entire family has been baptized, and the parents are now attending Alpha for the first time. I heard about it multiple times, and I kept saying, next time, next time. I started volunteering up front at Guest Central just to give back to the community, and they said, we're short on hosts, would you consider doing that? And I do truly think that was God working in a little way, because not only did they need me to help host a table, but I needed Alpha in my life. It's gotten me through some difficult times the last few weeks. This has given me a good purpose in life. I would tell myself not to wait. Don't wait longer than you need to. Sign up for the next class for Alpha. It's an amazing journey, amazing friendships, an amazing community of people that really will help you grow.
Well, Holly's story can also be your story. And maybe you need Alpha, or maybe your friend needs Alpha, but it's starting next week. So you can go to ehills.org/weekend and find them for Alpha. There we go. That was my fault. Now, when I think back over 2025, I had a pretty good year. So I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. But is anyone hoping that 2026 is going to be better than 2025? Okay, then I got a question for you. I want to know, and I think this is going to come up here, where do you want to end up a year from today, okay? And here's what we're going to do. I want you to get out your phone right now, and I want you to either text the word future to this number, 303-731-3007, or I'll move out of the way and you can just scan that QR code right there. I'm obviously standing in someone's way, but sorry, I'll keep moving. And then what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of those answers. And then during the message, Jess is going to be receiving your text live, which I'm sure isn't going to be distracting at all. Okay, and so I'll be honest, like what I'm wanting next year is I want my life to be full of awesomeness, but that is not a choice. So I'm going to go with number 2, successful and productive. So Jess, are you getting these? She's getting them right now. Okay, keep that up. Keep doing that. We can leave that up for a minute because I'm going to keep talking here. But whether it's Alpha, whether it's Stick for Six, whether it's a Start Here, whether it's a poll about what you want for next year, all of these things happen because so many of you prioritize giving to eHills. And so if you want more information about giving, you can go to ehills.org/weekend and find out more about giving and find out about all the stuff that I have just talked about this morning. Now, if you've, have you texted what you want to describe your life a year from now? Yeah, okay. Well, let's figure out which road will lead us there.
Happy New Year, eHills. Good to be here with you. 2026, a new year, hopefully a fresh start, and maybe a chance to take the road less stupid. Stupid wasn't one of the options on of there, but maybe, I don't know, anybody feels like they would like 2025 to feel like 26 to feel less stupid than 25? Anyone? I know that's me. And I don't know about you, maybe it happened this year, or maybe it's something that happened a long time ago, but how many of you have ever taken a stupid road? Where you've gone on a road and you know this is a dumb idea. So a couple years ago back in South Africa, my boys and I went away on a weekend to a friend's farm, and we were hiking and biking and fishing and all that good stuff. And when it was time to leave, I had to come back along this really muddy road that you've just seen. Really slippery. And as I got to the bottom of the hill and I was driving Tom's truck, I looked up and I heard this little voice in my head say, "This is dumb. Don't drive up there." So I did. And I soon found myself slipping sideways, backwards. I tried to go forward, and we ended up in a ditch on the side of the road. Now, if you know my family, you know that I have an amazing, smart, strong, muscular husband. And you might be wondering, where was he, Jess, when you decided to drive up this very stupid road? Well, he was on his way to Mount Everest Base Camp. And so now you might be thinking, well, maybe they're both a bit dumb. Luckily for me, there were a bunch of farmers in the area who came along and helped me out. We jumped out the truck, they jumped in, and he just skillfully and masterfully maneuvered that. We call it a bucky. They maneuvered the bucky out of the ditch and back up the hill. But what happens when you choose a road and there's no one to come and rescue you? What happens when we end up off the path and no one's coming back to get us out of the mud and put us back on the paved road? I'm pretty sure all of us know what it's like to feel like we're on a road that we didn't really want to be on. And it's taking us in a direction that we don't want to go. Or maybe we find ourselves taking a shortcut and it ends up being the long way around. Here's the thing. If we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to keep getting what we've got, right? And so if we really do want 2026 to be better or even just different to 2025, we have to choose a better road. And so, like Kendall just asked, where do you want to end up a year from today? Let's see what we've all been saying. I've been getting those texts in, and it's kind of amazing to see the numbers going up and down. So 17% of people want to feel safe and secure a year from now. 29% are excited about the future. This is everyone in the room. 12% of you want it to be better than it was last year. And 39% of us, a year from today, would like to feel successful and productive. If we want 2026 to look successful and productive, we have to choose a road that will take us there. If we want stability in our finances, in our work life, or if we want protection over the path that we walk so that we can walk confidently and with certainty into the future, if we want to live the kind of lives that are so successful and productive that we leave a legacy, that we can look back on the year or even a lifetime with pride, knowing we have provided for our families, we want these things. But where do we find them? So often we look for this in the economy. We look for these things from our government or our politicians. Maybe we look for them from our jobs or our investments or our financial decisions. We even look for them in our families. We look for a sense of security and belonging and safety and predictability from our friends and our families. Where do we find them? Or perhaps a better question is, do they find us? The truth is, there is no place we can go to find stability, protection, and legacy. But there is a path where they will find us. And that path is very often the road less stupid. The Hebrew book of Proverbs, it's a book of wisdom, and it's a roadmap to better decisions and fewer regrets. It's a great way to find ourselves on a path that leads us to the place we want to end up. This is how the book of Proverbs begins. These are the Proverbs of Solomon, David's son, king of Israel. Their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline, to help them understand the insights of the wise, to give us an ability to understand what the wise people, the smart people, the ones who are successful and productive, what are they doing that we need to do? Their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined, and there's that word that we all want, successful lives, to help them do what is right, just, and fair. These proverbs will give insight to the simple, thank goodness, and knowledge and discernment to the young. In the book of Proverbs, we find these milestones on the map to success. Here are just a couple of them. For only the godly will live in the land, and those with integrity will remain in it. For those of us who want to see a 2026 where we have stability, predictability, a solid ground, everything feeling steady under our feet, those with integrity will find it. Another verse from Proverbs, he grants a treasure of common sense. I mean, how much does this world need more common sense, right? Common sense to the honest. God is a shield to those who walk with integrity. There is a protection. There is like this buffer to people who walk with integrity. The godly walk with integrity. Blessed are their children who follow them. You see, this book of wisdom to help us lead successful lives as these milestones that will not only protect us and help us walk into the futures of success, they also provide a legacy for the next generation. And so what we see here is there is no place, no job, no neighborhood, no marriage, no country, no state where we find what we're looking for, but there is a path where these things find us. In 2026, could it be that we don't go to a certain job or bank account or relationship for the life we want? We choose a certain path. We don't control the geography, the landscape of what is going to happen to us, but we do control the trajectory, the direction that we approach that landscape with. And so from Proverbs, what's obviously evident to all of us is that if we want successful and productive lives, we need integrity. The road less stupid is the road of integrity. So what is integrity other than being the first step on that road? Well, I love this quote, this explanation of integrity by Spencer Johnson. He says, integrity is telling myself the truth. You see, honesty is telling other people the truth, but integrity is telling myself the truth. Because integrity is who we are when no one is looking. My sister, Shani, has been with us the last couple weeks visiting from South Africa, and one of my favorite Christmas memories with her is from Christmas 1989, where she betrayed her lack of integrity. I remember it like yesterday. We were doing a Christmas show for our parents, as 6-year-old and 4-year-old girls do. And I had just learned how to read, and so I was reading the Christmas story from the book of Matthew. You can imagine how painful that must have been for everybody sitting in the lounge. So there I am, dutifully reading the Bible out loud to my grandparents and my aunts and my uncle, and Shani is supposed to be backstage, but backstage was the table with the snacks on it. And she was sitting under the tablecloth, reaching up and helping herself to chips and snacking away while I'm reading. And of course, no one is listening to me read. All the adults are killing themselves laughing at Shani, who thinks no one can see her because she's 4 years old, and she is just eating all the snacks. And eventually, and my dad got all of this on camera, so I know it happened, she takes the whole bowl down and just brings it under the table like no one is looking. Because integrity is what you do when you think no one can see you. I saw you, Shani, and I still haven't forgiven you. Anyway, integrity is the path to the future that we really all want. But integrity is also what we do when no one is looking. In the book of Proverbs, the word integrity is the Hebrew word term, not Tom. And he can stop bragging about how he is a picture of integrity, a vision of completeness and fullness. It's term. It's not pronounced Tom, it's pronounced term, okay? But what it means, what this word means, is that your inside world and your outside world line up. Integrity is where your private self and your public self tell the same story. That's what that completeness, that fullness is. The temptation, though, is that so many of us live out of alignment, where what we show others and what we are behind closed doors are sliding further and further apart. See, when our public self, the one that everybody can see, and our private self, the parts of us that only we know about, when they drift apart, when that gap widens, eventually something breaks. Character, trust, relationships, peace. And suddenly we discover that we have found ourselves on a road we did not want to end up on. A road paved with regrets and hurt and a crooked path where we are no longer in alignment with our public and private self. I'm sure you can think of where you've seen this. In our world, maybe in your work or business, maybe at school. The truth is, it's really easy to see in others, and it's much harder to see in ourselves. So why do we do this? Why do we compromise our integrity? Why do we choose a road that is going to lead us down the wrong path? Well, first of all, we do it often because we're facing really difficult circumstances. Like we are facing challenges and hardship and struggle, and what can happen is that we can start to feel under pressure and we need to hustle. We need to make a plan, and so we start to take shortcuts. And in the face of those difficult circumstances, what can also happen is sometimes we start to feel like victims of those circumstances. And so we start to justify and rationalize some of the things that we're doing to survive these difficult conditions. Well, maybe you think to yourself, maybe you've heard someone say this, "Oh, why should I pay taxes when I don't even agree with how the government is spending my money?" Or it doesn't matter if I keep scrolling down that sexy Instagram page because I'm not hurting anyone. It's not hurting anybody. Or maybe it's, gas prices are so high, it doesn't matter if I put it on the business account for my personal expense. Or I know I told my spouse that we need to cut back, but she doesn't need to know about this because I really need it. And actually, you know what, who cares? We're in so much debt anyway. What's another charge? You see, one of the greatest lies that leads us down the road of stupid is that what you don't know won't hurt you. It's just not true. It always does. Our private decisions always become someone's public consequences, even if they're not ours. Friends, there is so much at stake here. We cannot lose our way because there is always a price to pay when we stray off the path of integrity. Always. If it's not me paying it, it's someone else, maybe even someone I love. What we do when no one is looking is never just between us and God, because we're connected to each other. We live in community, we live in families, we live in relationships. And if integrity is what I ought to do, even if it costs me, then when I don't do what I ought to do, it will cost someone else. It'll cost someone else. Maybe you've experienced this. When someone doesn't carry their weight, it just shifts to someone else. Our irresponsibility inevitably becomes someone else's responsibility. It's happening all around us. Leaders in the church, leaders out of the church. And the reality is, it's happening to us as well. So what do we do? Because if we keep doing what we're doing, we're gonna keep getting what we've got. And if we want 2026 to be different, we need to choose a better road. So what is the better road? How do we walk the path of integrity into successful lives? Well, to answer the question of how to get off the road that is stupid and get on the road that is less stupid, I want to go to the ancient wisdom of the Hebrew scriptures and the story of Daniel. Now, if you've been around church for a minute, you may have heard the story of Daniel in the lion's den. And if you've never heard that story before, that's great, because I want to look at it from a different angle. And I have to give credit to Andy Stanley for showing me this different perspective of this kind of old Sunday school story that we've all heard of Daniel in the lion's den. So here's some context for what we are going to learn about the path of integrity. First of all, Daniel was a Jewish man who worshiped God, worshiped Yahweh, and God alone. The problem was that he was not in his own culture and country. He was in exile in another country, in Babylon. And he worked for the Babylonian government, who had a very different set of values to Daniel's values. And we find him in this situation. This is Daniel 6. Because of Daniel's great ability, the king made plans to place him over the entire empire. If you want a picture of someone who is successful, Daniel is that picture. Then the other administrators and high officers began searching for some fault in the way Daniel was handling government affairs, but they couldn't find anything to criticize or condemn. He was faithful, always responsible, and completely trustworthy. Who would like a boss or a mayor or a governor or a president or a parent or a teacher who is faithful, always responsible, and completely trustworthy? Amazing. So they concluded our only chance of finding grounds for accusing Daniel will be in connection with the rules of his religion. And so, to cut a long story short, through lots of manipulating and conniving, these other politicians, they get a law passed that will make it illegal for Daniel to pray in the privacy of his own home. And so Daniel is put into a position where he is facing a gap between his private self and his public self. There is a fork in the road, and he's going to have to choose which path he's going to take. He can hide his faith and live, or he can be true to his faith and die. It's a very dramatic, stark difference. I don't think most of us have to face decisions like that, but we do know what it's like to sit and wonder, does it really matter that much? Will it really make that big a difference if I step off the path of integrity? We know Daniel's successful. How did he get there? Let's see what happens next. But Daniel learned that the law had been signed. He went home and he knelt down as usual in his upstairs room with its windows open to Jerusalem. He prayed 3 times a day, just as he had always done, giving thanks to God. See, the first thing that we see from Daniel on how to use integrity to be successful, the first thing we see is that he picked his path. He chose a certain way and he stuck to it. The way that Andy Stanley puts this, and I love this phrase, is he says, direction, not intention, determines your destination. It doesn't matter what you intend. I can intend to walk to Aspen, but if I make my direction east, I'm going to end up in Kansas, and that will suck. Because direction determines your destination, not how much you want something, not what you mean, not what you dream of, not what your intentions are, but your direction. And we see from Daniel, if you go back through his story, which we're going to do in a minute, is that he picked his direction. He picked his path right from the beginning. Now, maybe you've heard of Daniel in the lion's den. Do you know how old Daniel was when he was in that lion's den? He was 75. He was 75. But when Daniel was 15 years old, that's when he arrived in Babylon. He arrived in this city as a teenager, a prisoner of war, and he was taken as a political prisoner and set to work as a slave for the king. That was the start of this illustrious political career that he had. And part of serving the king in that time, in that culture, was to eat the food that had been dedicated to the idols of Babylon. And of course, in those days, especially in times of war, if you had food, you flourished. And if you flourished, you succeeded. And if you succeeded, the provider of the food got the credit. And Daniel knew that if he ate the food dedicated to those Babylonian gods, they would get the honor and the credit for his success. And so, as a teenage boy, he said no. In fact, in Daniel 1, verse 8, we read his exact words. This is what he said. Daniel was determined not to defile himself by eating the food and wine given to them by the king. For those of you who are in high school, maybe you're home from college visiting, he's your age. What we choose in our teen years so often determines the trajectory of our life. Direction, not intention, determines your destination. Daniel made up his mind about how he was going to live long before the crisis hits. He determined his lane, he determined his path before the pressure came. And friends, we have an opportunity to do the same thing, whether you are 15 years old or 75. If we want to live lives of stability, if we want to be successful, if we want to be productive, if we want to look back and be proud of what we did and who we are, we have to decide ahead of time where we're going to end up. So the first way to stay on the path of integrity, to pick the road less stupid, is to pick your path. The outcomes we want don't arrive from where we live. They arrive from how we live. All right, the second way to walk the road less stupid into 2026 is to recognize the red flags. And when we go through Daniel's story, we see these same things. But when was it? I think I was probably about 25, 26 years old. I was still living in South Africa, and we had a pastor come out and visit us in South Africa and do some leadership training. And this pastor had been he was an American pastor. He'd been a leader of a huge, big church, very successful. It turned out he'd been having an affair for 2 years. He stepped out of leadership. He stepped away from the public life. He disappeared for a while. And many years later, when he came back, his marriage was intact. His marriage was restored. And him and his wife started an organization, a ministry to support leaders and pastors so that they wouldn't make the same mistake. And he spent some time with our team, and as a young person in my 20s, I will never forget what he said to us. He said, there are 2 red flags that will compromise your integrity. And if you hear yourself saying either of these statements, you're in trouble. The first red flag is, it'll never happen to me. You see someone else cheating, I would never do that. You hear about someone else compromising, stealing, lying, whatever. I would never do that. Red flag. I would never do that. I would never become dependent on substances. I would never, fudge the numbers. When we do that, and when we're in denial, we are so close to giving in to temptation. And the second red flag, the first one is, it'll never happen to me. And the second one is, I deserve this. I work so hard. It's okay that I just cut myself some slack. I have been through so much. I just need to blow off some steam. They have treated me so badly. What I'm doing is nothing compared to this. I deserve this. Red flags. Because none of us, not one of us, is immune to temptation. My dad always used to say, you are one decision away from ruining your life. No one is above temptation. And that lie of, I would never do that, it just cracks open the gap between the public and the private self and creeps in. And so, friends, as you walk into 2026, would you look out for these flags? Remember, integrity is being honest with yourself, not telling the truth to everybody else, not that public version of what you're going through, the private version. Tell the truth to yourself. And we will walk along a path that will lead you to productivity, that will lead you to success. And then finally, the third thing that we can do to stay on the path of integrity, to tackle 2026 in a way that produces different results, is to do the next right thing. Do the next right thing. Jess, how do I know what the next right thing is? Well, one way to think about it is, if you don't want it published in the papers, don't do it. If you don't want it on TikTok, don't say it. Okay? That's a good place to start. But what I think when we go to the book of Daniel and we look at the life of Daniel, is we find something there that every single one of us can do. Daniel's primary concern was not the outcome. Daniel's primary concern was doing the right thing. Back in Daniel chapter 3, we see this. Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, these young men, Daniel's peers, all very much the same mindset. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. These are the kind of young men that Daniel was spending time with, but they were faced with a fork in the road. Worship the king or worship God. But listen to what they say. It's unbelievable. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to him, King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, The God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, I don't know if I have the character to say something like that. I'm going to trust God that God's going to provide, but even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. How could they do this? How could these young men have such integrity and such character and trust God so much? Do you know why? Because they knew who determines outcomes. The primary concern for these young men was to do the right thing because they knew they had no control over the outcome. Who's in control? Not me, not us, but God is. See, friends, as you face 2026, the reality is that no matter how you choose to walk, there is no guaranteed outcome. And that's okay. It's okay because we follow the God who determines the outcome. We walk with the God who would step alongside us through a fiery furnace, who would never leave us, never let us go, always be by our side. We cannot control the outcome, but we can choose the path of integrity. And so I don't know what you're facing in 2026. Maybe you can already see it on the horizon. You know it's going to be tough. Maybe there's a temptation that just keeps whispering in your ear and you are finding it harder and harder to resist. Maybe you have to make some big decisions, exciting decisions, great decisions in 2026, and you're riddled with anxiety because you're thinking, what if I don't make the right one? What if I choose wrong? Friends, I don't know what's going to happen in 2026, but I do know this. Your primary concern is not the outcome. Your primary concern is to do the right thing. And there is peace, so much peace and freedom and joy, knowing I'm not in control. Like, I can't control the outcome. I have to do what God has told me to do, and then I'm done. I get to lay my head down on the pillow at night, knowing that I trust the God who is with me, who loves me, who is for me, who has never failed me. And so here is something that I want to encourage you as you face the big decisions, the little decisions in 2026. If you remember one thing from today, if this is the only thing you remember, ask yourself this question: am I being honest with myself? Really? Really? Go ahead, take a photo of it. Make it your screensaver. Write it on a sticky note. Put it on your laptop. Am I being honest with myself really? Because this year, this question will lead you down the path of integrity. And it's on that path of integrity that we find the peace and the security and the confidence and the productivity and the courage to do the things God is asking us to do. When you're making decisions about your finances, say, am I being honest with myself? Really? When you're trying to figure out what to do with that complicated friendship, ask yourself, am I being honest with myself? Really? When you're faced with a temptation that you keep saying, I've got it under control, I can stop whenever I want, are you being honest with yourself? Really? Because whether you are in your home country where everything is secure and safe and you feel like you belong, or whether you're in Babylon and they are pushing you down and there's pressure on you, whether you are in the feasting hall where there is enough, or whether you are in a famine. Because whether you are sitting in the palace or in a pit, the wise road is always the same. Choose integrity. Do the next right thing. Because with God determining the outcomes, Jesus makes life better. Won't you stand? Won't you choose to surrender to the God who will never, ever fail?
Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand when everything around me is shaking. I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus. He's never let me down. He's faithful through generations.
No matter what your hopes and dreams are for 2026, I hope today that you've been encouraged to do the next right thing and to leave the outcomes to Jesus. Don't forget to meet us at the back of the auditorium for Start Here, an introduction to eHills right after our service. And if you need someone to pray with, someone to talk to, our care team will be down here in the front. They would love to meet with you after the service. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
It moves.